There are two things that Democrats love to do, and that's side with criminals over law-abiding citizens, and of course, raising taxes on hard-working Americans, both of which are perfectly exemplified right now in New York City. So what we're going to see today, of course, is Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy completely dismantling Jerry Nadler on these same two topics during a House Oversight Committee hearing. Before we get to these clips, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
Secretary Duffy, as recently as last week, you again attacked the MTA, claiming there's a surge in subway assaults and accusing the agency of withholding information. But many of your statements misrepresent the facts and ignore documentation already provided to your department. I want to address some of those claims directly. First, are you aware that major crime in the transit system, including assaults, is down 3% since last year and down 8% since 2019?
Well, I would say
that's a yes or no question.
Well, no, that's wrong. The assaults that we've seen are up 60% with MTA in the system since 2019.
Why do you continue to ignore this and lie about this in your public comments?
Well, my question, why do you continue to lie about people being lit on fire in subways or pushed in front of trains? You should be fighting to make sure your subways are safe.
Our subways
you want people to ride subways, let's make subways safe.
Reclaiming my time. Our subways are safe, and I gave you the statistics.
They're wrong.
Second of all, you claimed earlier this year that there was no study of traffic impacts before the implementation of the congestion relief program. Are you aware that in 2023, your office received a nearly 4,000-page environmental assessment that thoroughly analyzed traffic patterns, transit operations, and environmental impacts in detail?
Are you aware that your governor did not want to move forward?
I asked if your question. Are you aware that you got?
Pricing,
are you aware that
want the electorate to know that?
Answer my question. Are you aware that you got that 4,000-page environmental assessment?
That went to the last.
Yes or no?
To the last administration, they got it.
You got it. If so, why do you continue to deny its existence?
I haven't denied any existence.
Okay. Secretary Duffy, as you know, your attempt to revoke
you're mischaracterizing what my complaint has been. That our roads are not for the elitists, the ones who have money or someone pays for their vehicle to drive into a cordoned area. I believe everyone has a right to use our roads.
Secretary,
so if you can't afford because
Secretary
you're poor,
Duffy,
why should you be excluded from driving into the city of New York?
Reclaiming my time. Mr. Secretary, as you know, your attempt to revoke the MTA's congestion pricing approval came after the program had already undergone a full NEPA review and was formally cleared by the Federal Highway Administration. Can you identify a single precedent under any Republican or Democratic administration for unilaterally rescinding approval of a program like this after it completed the full environmental review process?
Yeah, so the example is that you have never had a cordon pricing situation like this.
Yes, there have been.
The elites,
what do you call the New Jersey Turnpike?
There's a road right next to it. Every road we have, you
Secretary
can take an
Duffy,
additional
why
road
do you
to
continue
access
to
your
lie about New York
destination.
City?
You're lying. Don't call me a liar here.
I'm calling you a liar because you've lied continually.
This is the one area where you have to pay $9 every single day to access Manhattan. That doesn't exist anywhere else.
Every single program where you have tolled highways is under the same
Why don't we fight for the people who can't afford to pay that pricing? Why shouldn't everyone have access to the city? And if you're going to force people into a subway, make sure it's safe. Very simple.
It's safe. I gave you the statistics.
I gave you the stats.
Well, your statistics are wrong.
Oh my goodness, that got nice and fiery. You don't often see people accusing each other of lying on the House floor, okay? But let's start with this topic of crime in New York City, specifically on the subway system, because you and me know that New York is a pretty bad place to be right now. Of course, this is because you have the no cash bail, so you set up this revolving door for criminals. And of course, if you're an average everyday citizen trying to protect themselves or others, then the New York Dems are going to prosecute you like they did with Daniel Penny, right? So this, of course, is what happens in these liberal crap holes. But Jerry Nadler, of course, is over here saying that crime is actually falling in the New York subway system. But that's just factually not true, because you actually have felony assaults and murders seeing significant increases over the last several years. And if you look over here at the New York Post, you can see that felony assaults are up 54.8% compared to 2019. And that's important because Jerry Nadler said specifically that assaults were down on the subway since 2019. And that is factually incorrect. Now, what is true is that overall crime is down on the subway about 18%, but that's because you have ridership that is down 23%. So in other words, the drop in crime does not equal the drop in usage. So of course, therefore, you have an actual decrease in crime. Now, of course, what's also true is that the crimes being committed are changing. They're becoming more violent. So robberies are down, and yet violent assaults are up along with the murders. So Jerry Nadler, of course, has to get educated on this topic because apparently he just doesn't know, okay? But what else they're talking about here is, oh, the impact studies on travel for the subway system. And Jerry Nadler is saying, hey, Sean Duffy, you said there's been no study. Well, as a matter of fact, we had an environmental study. And that's not quite the same thing as an impact study on your congestion pricing. And what is it with Democrats trying to tax hardworking American people for things their tax dollars already paid for, right? Like this bridge into Manhattan. Okay, we have this congestion pricing because Kathy Hochul says we have to kind of lower the pollution in our city, and we're going to do that by charging people more. So if you can't actually afford to live in New York City and you have to commute in, the Democrats don't care. They want to deduct your salary essentially every single day for something you have to use every single day. So yeah, this has no economic impact whatsoever. And of course, the point being made here is that Sean Duffy says, well, in all these other instances across America, there's never been some place where you don't have another access that is free. But of course, Jerry Nadler with his big brain is saying, hey, we have the New Jersey Turnpike. You got to pay for that. There's a road right next to it, right? You see this all the time in places like Texas and California. Yes, they have their paid toll roads, etc., but there's always a free option. In the case of New York City, the only other option you have is the subway, which you have to pay for, and of course, is not safe. So as I said at the very beginning of this video, what do the Democrats actually care about? They care about criminals over citizen safety, and of course, they care about taxing people who actually work for a living so they can fund their bloated, useless government that doesn't really care about its constituents. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and say hi to your mom for me. Do you like t-shirts? Of course you do. And now you can support the channel by buying an Angry Teacher t-shirt designed by me, Angry Teacher. So if you like America, if you like freedom, if you like liberty, then go ahead and click the link in the description where all designs, of course, are 100% mother approved. So enjoy yourself and find something you like today.